Look around. The average man today isn't failing because of a lack of intelligence. He's failing because he's numb. Numb from distractions. Numb from comfort. Numb from cheap dopamine. He doesn't even know who he is anymore, because he hasn't been sober-minded long enough to hear his own thoughts. This isn't by accident. You were sold the idea that freedom is doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But they never told you that freedom without discipline becomes a prison. A prison made of fast food, porn tabs, Instagram reels, mindless parties, and fake validation. And while you're distracted, the world keeps turning. Your dreams stay dreams. And the people at the top, they laugh, because they know you'll never challenge them if you can't even challenge your own impulses. Dopamine. That's the chemical that keeps you stuck. It's not evil on its own. It's a part of you. But when hijacked by artificial rewards, it becomes a leash. Every app you use, every vice you consume, is designed with one goal: to hijack your brain's reward system. Why do you think TikTok hits harder than reading a book? Why do you think porn is more addicting than real intimacy? Why does junk food feel like comfort, but a salad feels like work? Because we've created an environment where stimulation is infinite, but satisfaction is rare. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you were truly still? No phone, no music, no weed, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Most people can't go 10 minutes without checking their phone. And it's not because they're busy. It's because they're afraid. Afraid of what their silence might reveal. Dopamine is cheap now. Validation comes in likes. Pleasure comes in pixels. And the average man is dying of overstimulation and underachievement. He's not empty because he doesn't consume enough. He's empty because he consumes too much. Let's talk about lust. And I'm not just talking about porn, although that's one of the biggest epidemics today. I'm talking about how pleasure has replaced purpose. The modern man is chasing one high after another, whether it's meaningless sex, digital fantasies, or random hookups. He's become addicted to the feeling of connection, without ever earning the substance of it. Porn is destroying masculinity. It gives you the illusion of intimacy, without any of the responsibility. You didn't have to become stronger. You didn't have to build confidence. You didn't have to face rejection or pursue excellence. You just clicked a button, and for a moment, you felt powerful. But what you really did was drain yourself. You drained your masculine edge. You numbed your ambition, and you let a screen steal your energy. And here's the truth no one wants to say. You can't have high levels of lust and high levels of discipline. You can't be addicted to fantasy and dominate reality. You need to rewire what excites you. Replace temptation with challenge. Replace quick pleasure with earned reward. Because the longer you live in lust, the further you drift from greatness. Laziness is seductive. It whispers in your ear, "You've worked hard enough. You deserve a break. You'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes. And that break, it turns into a lifestyle. Most people think laziness is just sitting on the couch, but laziness shows up in subtle ways. Hitting snooze on your goals, avoiding the hard conversations, half-assing your workouts, letting fear disguise itself as procrastination. Laziness is spiritual decay. You don't notice it at first, but one day you look in the mirror and don't recognize the man staring back. The fire is gone. The discipline is gone. The urgency, gone. If you're not building, you're breaking. If you're not climbing, you're sliding. And if you think standing still is safe, you've already lost. You can't become who you're meant to be if you keep making decisions that keep you exactly where you are. There's a reason you're bombarded with temptation. A reason why porn is free, but books cost money. A reason why alcohol is everywhere, but mentorship is rare. A weak, distracted, overstimulated population is easy to control. They don't rise up. They don't rebel. They don't challenge anything because they're too busy trying to feel good. Let me say this clearly. The system thrives when you're distracted because distraction breeds dependency. And when you're dependent, you're not dangerous. You're not supposed to be in your masculine power. You're supposed to be a consumer. Buy the newest shoes. Watch the newest show. Scroll the newest trend. Stay plugged into the matrix. But what happens when you unplug? What happens when you start to think again? When you say no to cheap dopamine? You become focused. And a focused man is unstoppable because he doesn't just live, he builds. He doesn't chase approval, he creates impact. He doesn't numb his pain, he transforms it into strength. So how do you escape? You take your life back, one discipline at a time. Here's the blueprint. 1. Audit your vices. What are you addicted to that's not serving you? Cut the worst one. Not all at once. Just the worst. No porn for 30 days, no weed, no alcohol. You'll feel like hell. That's good. That's detox. 2. Build non-negotiable routines. Wake up early, even if it sucks. Go train, even if it's cold. Read, journal, track your days. Make discipline a ritual. 3. Replace the void. When you cut vices, you create emptiness. Fill that void with growth, purpose, skill, silence, reflection. 4. Fight every day. Discipline is a daily war. Some days you'll slip, some days you'll hate it, but consistency builds character, and character creates destiny. You have 2 choices, mastery or misery. There is no middle ground. You can live your whole life chasing distractions, numbing pain, and avoiding discomfort. Or you can embrace the grind, become intentional, and leave a legacy. You weren't built to be weak. You weren't designed to be a slave to lust, laziness, and vice. There is a warrior in you, a king, a builder, a man of purpose. And the world doesn't need another distracted boy. It needs a focused man. Lock in, break the cycle, build the discipline. Because one day, sooner than you think, you'll look back at your life and you'll either thank yourself for the choices you made today, or you'll beg for another chance that will never come.